Hi, I'm Warren. This is Warren's Removals, episode 6. On this episode, you're going to catch up with the lorry. James takes his test today, so we'll find out if he passes his test. You're going to catch up with Tash later on, and I'm going on holiday, and me and Tash are going on holiday. So Luke is going to be taking over some of this, but Luke's not here right now because I'm Warren. Enjoy episode 6. Tash, did you sort that scheme out? So, as Warren just said, he's on holiday for the first part of this, so you're going to see a little bit more of me with some clips and some talking about a couple of jobs that's going on and also our lorry. Pretty standard when Warren's away, we always get a couple of little issues and we like to showcase our problems as well as the good days. When we came in this morning, one of our vans, it actually didn't start up straight away, so they had to take another van. Luckily, that team only needed 2.5 vans, not 3, so they went with one of our smaller vehicles instead. But our mechanics came round and they said it's to do with a carbon build-up in the DPF, so that just needs a bit of a run out and it should be alright for the moment, but eventually we'll have to sort that. Also in this episode we're going to be talking about a couple of jobs. One's coming into store, one's going to be going out. We've got a long distance move from Reading, which is moving to Malvern, and a bit of tricky access in Malvern, so we'll catch up with that team later. Chris is the team leader on that one. And also an update on our lorry. So James is passing, hopefully he's going to be passing his test today. He's got his test finally booked in. Had another couple of issues with the dates regarding that. But also been having a couple of issues with the lorry, but hopefully next week we'll have all that sorted. James should be past his test, and also the lorry should be fixed and on the road again, making some money where it should be. Also later in the episode, when Tash comes back from holiday, she's going to be talking about a new incentive we've got to try and get some new customers in to do with leaflet dropping. So hopefully you'll enjoy the episode. Let's get going.
Good morning, it's what day are we on now? Thursday today. Today we've got this storage job. We've already done 2 vans. It's only 10 minutes down the road. Nice couple. So we're just coming back to reload up and then we'll finish off the day.
Good, our lorry's just coming back, so it's just had the turbo done. We've had a few issues this last 4 weeks with our lorry. I don't know if it's just us that's getting bad luck with the HGVs, but it seems to be a new problem every day. It didn't start the other day, the battery was flat, so we had to have it jump started from inside. They're just our on-site mechanics really, just around the corner. We met them before on a previous episode. And then this guy's just fixed a turbo, so just shy of £5,000 to fix the turbo, unfortunately, but we have to get it done. It needs to be in use, and James, we'll find out today if James passes his HGV licence, so fingers crossed for that. So we're just en route to Simon's job, so he's on a move today from our storage. They're only 10 minutes away in Inkbarrow, so not far to travel. 4 vans coming out of our storage, and I think there's 4 of them there, so we'll catch up with them. We've moved this person into this house, and we actually moved the person before them out, so we're quite familiar with this house. Although he's had a bit of work done on it, it's been extended and it's been renovated a bit. You know, 3 or 4 years ago we moved a lady out. Our customer now guy, he moved in there 2 years ago, I think. He's done a bit of work on it, and now he's moving to his next project. So you know, we're moving them out of storage, the new customer, into this house. So we'll just go catch up with them now. today from Reading, so we quite often do moves from this area to like Cornwall or Devon, but he's actually coming from Reading. So I did a video call for this one, did a video quote. It's still quite easy to you know, see what needs moving from a video call. You can ask to look in the cupboards and get an idea of the wardrobe boxes and whatnot. But it's actually a pack and move, which then makes it a little bit more tricky when it's a long distance. Obviously with a pack, we normally go the day before the actual move. And if it's a big move where they've got a lot of stuff, we'd still go the day before, but while we're there we'd bring a van back with us. There's no point going all that way and not bringing anything back. But because this lady was by herself, she didn't really have that much to pack. We just put an extra man on the job. So it was only 2 vans, but we put 5 men on it so they could get there. You know, they set off early, they'd get there, pack everything up. It only took them about an hour and a half, 2 hours, quickly load it and then back to Malvern. So we're just on the way now to go and meet them on the unload. You might see some tired faces, they've been up very early, but I'm sure there'd still be high energy. And because there's 5 people, it works quite well. This access, it's in Malvern and it's a 2nd floor flat. It's good to have 5 people because there's always one person on the van unstrapping and unloading the furniture, and it leaves 4 people. It's good to have an even number because if there's big bits of furniture, then you know, there's 2 people to carry the items at the same time. So you know, 2 people can carry one bit and another 2 people can carry the next bit of furniture. There's not like one odd person waiting around, so it's worked out quite well having that extra man on it for the pack this morning. Created 5 people, so 1 on the van and 4 people running the stairs. So hopefully, I've just had a message from Chris actually to say that they've already done 1 van, so by the time we get there might not be much to sort of see, but we'll go and catch up with them anyway because it's nice to go and visit Malvern when it's a nice weather. So we'll go and see them now. Just as we thought, Chris was pretty much unloaded by the time we got there. He only had a fridge freezer to get off, and it was really good to meet the customer in person because I did the video call but I haven't actually met her, but she's over the moon with the service. Chris has done a great job with the lads, and it was because it was long distance, it was always good to do it on the same day because obviously she was renting the old property, she's renting this one in Malvern, and we all know what it means if you're moving rental to rental. I won't actually say it. So yeah, really good, successful move, and back home to the unit now.
Good morning, today is Monday the 20th of June and we've got some great news. On the previous episodes we've been talking to you about James and Danny doing their HGV test. Great news for James. On Thursday last week he passed. We did mention before that we'd been messed around by a different company called HGVC. They kept on putting our dates back. It seems like they've got quite a lot going on. They may be taking on a little bit too much, which meant they keep on pushing us back down the pile. So we decided to go to a different company, which obviously means we've had to pay again. So we're going to try and claim the money back from this company, but we took James to a different company so we can get him done quicker, because we had to outweigh how much work we were going to lose without a HGV driver, so we couldn't really wait until August for James to pass. So we thought we'd get him done sooner, so we paid an extra £1,300, got him done last week. He passed first time, so I'm very proud of you, James. Well done, mate. And also on that exact same day, we had the turbo changed on this lorry, which is an absolute wounder of a price tag. So it actually came to just under £5,000. Excuse me. So yeah, we've had that done on the Thursday. It's a very big day. James passed, and a turbo change plus an oil change for some other bits and bobs. And today this lorry was supposed to go out, but the batteries ran flat. So because this lorry hasn't been used very much, it does mean that the battery has got a bit of an issue. It just needs to be out all the time. It needs to be running daily. So I need to get that jumped this morning, so tomorrow it can go out. So again, well done James, proud of you bro. Okay, so it's good to be back after having a week off. So we went to Spain last week, a bit of a last minute decision. Tasha's parents have been going to a place called Javier for 28 years, and ever since I got with Tash 5 years ago, I've been every year as well. Tasha's dad always gets a villa out there. Such a lovely place. Not many people know about Javier. It's about an hour away from Alicante. It's absolutely amazing, to be honest. But we made the decision to go. We actually decided we wasn't going to go this year, just because of June's finances. There's a little bit too much going on really in June for us as a company, so we wanted to lay low a little bit. But then we realised it's Father's Day on Sunday, so we didn't really want him to be without Tash. And also last week was quite quiet, a bit annoying in one respect. It's very annoying having a quiet week, but for any business owner out there, going away is always so difficult to do. You know, business is such a fast and ferocious kind of game that you're constantly thinking about it, especially in removals, because there's so much going on daily that whenever I go away I tend to work a lot when I'm away. So it was a bit of a breath of fresh air when I went away and it was quiet at work, because it actually meant that I wasn't concentrating too much on work. I could actually relax. It's actually the first holiday I've ever been on since starting the company where I completely switched off from work, only down to the fact that everything was taken control of and I had nothing to worry about. So in one respect it's bad that we were quiet, but on another respect it's absolutely amazing that I can spend quality time with the family and actually be present, because normally my head is in the clouds whilst I'm having a conversation or I'm doing stuff. I'm thinking about work and how this job's going, how that job's going. But this was the only holiday I've ever been on that I actually stopped worrying, so it was amazing. And on one of the days in Spain I decided to take Harper out. Now Harper is coming up to 5 years old. She's 5 in September, and she's becoming a bit of a daddy's girl, and she's actually like unbelievable to spend time with. So I decided to take her out on one of the days, and we got this unbelievable video that I just really want to show you, because I've watched it about 50 times and I laugh my head off every single time I watch it. It shows her characteristics, and she's just a little angel. Wonderful day here in Javier. How beautiful the sand is. Oh, hello!
You little snake! You go away! You snakehead! You!
So, you're probably wondering why I'm so brown. That's because I got back from Spain yesterday. The plane should have flew at 11 PM, but it ended up leaving the airport at 3 AM, so we had a 4-hour delay. Bit of a nightmare, but it meant that I didn't sleep until 6 AM yesterday, and I got up at 2 PM, so a bit out of sync. But that's why I'm so brown. And I'm talking about this because whilst on holiday, on the calendar popped up a customer that only wanted to speak to me. Now, sometimes this happens, not all the time, but some people only want to speak to the boss. So there was a calendar log for me to call when I got back off holiday, but with me things play on my mind, so I ended up calling this customer whilst on holiday, and she said it's a bit of a strange case. She's moving out of a house which has got a little bit volatile, and she's trying to get out of a situation which she doesn't want to be in anymore, and she only wants to speak to me, and she also needs me to come and quote ASAP, so I'm going to go out and quote her today. And she's also asked if we can turn up in an unbranded vehicle. So sometimes customers ask this because they don't want people around the area to see that there's a removal company involved. So I told her I've got a Jeep cover, so I will happily take that off for her to do the quote. So I'm going to have to do that. A bit of a nuisance really, because this Jeep cover is quite hard to get on and off. So, but needs must. There you go, that's the Jeep cover. pretty important. We have to facilitate every customer's needs, so it's important if somebody asks us to turn up in an unbranded vehicle that we do exactly that. It gets a little bit tricky when customers genuinely, and they have asked this before, if we can turn up and do the move without any branding. Now, we've only got one vehicle out of our 12 without any branding, so it's almost impossible to do that, but on the quote stage it's quite easy, so all good. Okay, so this is George's vehicle. So for anybody who doesn't know, that we've got two quoters, George and Luke. They do their quotes, and they also do other parts of the business. They share quotes. Luke's the general manager and George is the operations manager, so George is in charge of anything operational. Luke is in charge of anything in the background, so if I go away, Luke controls the company and looks after it. Just pointing out that George's van here is filthy. Normally he's really OCD as well. Look at this. Look. Absolute nightmare. So for the purpose of the camera, I'm going to get him to wash this right now.
Good morning on this beautiful summer's day. I'm going to chat to you a little bit about what's been going on for the past couple weeks and then our future 2 weeks. So last week, as you may have heard, Warren's been on holiday. Certainly last week was a little bit quieter. The week before was busy but not crazy. However, the next 2 weeks and going forward, we hope to be very busy. We did 36 quotes last week, which I think Warren might have touched base on. A lot of those are looking for the summer holiday period, which is fantastic. Sort of when the kids get off school, so mid-July up until early September. Really busy period for us, great money maker, that sort of thing. As I said, last week was a little bit quieter. Great for some parts of the business, but obviously not great for others. Great kind of for me, because I'm in charge of looking after the vehicles, that side of things. So with the vehicles being here in the yard, it was great to get on touch with up to date with maintenance, that sort of thing. The guys love smashing wing mirrors, walls, hedges, anything like that. So quite a few of those were replaced last week. Swapped round, mirrors replaced, lights replaced. Lorry had its service. There's quite a few things that went on last week, so that was great just to get ahead of those sorts of things, which is actually quite nice leading up to summer, where we probably won't have much time at all to really get to that chance to replace those things. Other than that, I think that's my part done.
Okay, so in the office today, we've got George doing some painting up and some little bit of a touch up with the paint. So we've been in this office now for 14 months, so we moved in last April, and where we stand, when we get cold, we stand above the radiators, so we basically, our asses rub off the paint. So George is just fixing that up, and Ross, who painted the office, told us to get this because this is what he used.
He's done a great job.
And whilst I'm talking about Ross, I thought I'd talk about the Venetian walls that we've got, because people have messaged me and they've asked what colour, where we got the paint from and stuff. So this isn't, believe it or not, this isn't actually paint. This is more plaster than paint. So follow me, I'll show you. So this is what they call a Venetian style plasterboard. So what they do, they put the lettering on the wall first. They make sure that it's perfectly in line, and then they mix the plaster up. So this stuff, they have to get the colour perfect, and then they smear it on. So this whole wall is completely blue. You can't see any of the writing whatsoever. They do that 2 or 3 times, get it nice and strong, the coat wise, make sure the colour's perfect, and then once that's dried out, they use a scalpel to find these letters, and then they peel it off. So I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but these letters are actually embedded rather than on top of the paint. This is quite a long lasting way of doing it. It's expensive, but I'm glad I made the choice to do that. We've got 1, 2, 3 walls done in the Venetian plaster. And it was also particularly hard for Brian, so Brian works with Ross, to do these little bits here on the Elite sign. So that's where the problems came in when it came to taking it off, but very impressed with that. And whilst we're talking about Ross, he's not going to like me for doing this, but we were speaking about a month ago, and I found out that he's actually quite a talented rapper. So hopefully Fraser can get some B-roll footage of this wall and the one in the office, and if you can, Fraser, can you please put Ross's rap over the top?
Something you don't know about me is I actually used to be an MC. You probably won't believe that. And I actually made up my own rap when I was 13, which doesn't really make sense, but it's really good. Do you want to hear it? They say the best way to kill a tree, start from the roots. We attack these foundations like demolition brutes. Destroy all the trees till the bearings feel rotten. Crazy lumberjack is coming back, you're lost but not forgotten. With hypnotic lyrics are dark and solemn. Talent like this don't come around very often, so we'll solve any task equally as fast. You spread the word, you've only heard me on commercial rap. Underground is my much more preferred habitat. I'll interact, shake your hand like I'm pleased to meet ya. Prepare a poisoned meal and prepare to force feed ya. Store you in the cold mortar, refreezer next to the postman and the man that reads the meter. Stole someone's visa, flew back to Indonesia, come back diagnosed with amnesia. Went to an epileptic conference where I pulled out my strobe light and watched the whole crowd seizure. Slap you when I see you to stop the conversation. You're constantly thinking of global domination. I'm not black, Caucasian, Chinese or Asian.
So since the last episode, we've gone and treated ourselves to a new conference table. So this particular room before this table arrived was only used for video quotes really and one-to-one meetings, but as the team has grew and we're holding now monthly meetings, office meetings, so in those meetings Esther will tell us how well we've done this month and how many quotes we've done, what the conversion rates are, how many people have booked, how many people are likely to book, and go through everything. And this is where we would do that. So we got this table. My wife Tash found it on Facebook. Wasn't too expensive considering, because he got all the chairs with it as well. So that's 8 chairs and a table. This is just a pine table that's quite boring. So I thought outside the box, and as normal with everything I basically buy, we have to brand it. So I got in touch with my sign writer who does all the signage on the vehicles, and I asked what he recommends, and he said that would be really easy for him to do. So I dropped it off to him, and it took him about an hour, and he sign writ the whole table. What I might need to do, and I've looked into it a little bit already, is I might need to put a piece of glass over the top, but because it's a bit of an unusual shape, it's not the easiest job to do. So at the minute I've just bought some coasters, Warren's removals coasters, which should hopefully prevent any scratches. So as you can imagine, if you're putting cups and laptops and stuff on top of this table, it might scratch, so I'm just trying to protect it a little bit. But yeah, this is our new conference table where we will be holding monthly meetings with the office staff and also monthly meetings with the team leaders. So the team leaders is perfect. There's 8 chairs because there's me, Luke, George, James, Simon, Jason, Chris and Danny. So that's the management team and the team leaders. So there's 8 of us. So we finally got a chair each. Normally we're cramped around a tiny little table. And inside this, what we call quote office, conference office now, I've got my favourite quote. You might have seen this on videos, but win or learn, never lose. That's my favourite ever quote, and that it's basically used for sports, but we use it in this company because There's a lot of learning curves in removals, even with quotes or jobs. You can go there and you can underquote, you can get things wrong, but what I like to tell the staff is never ever pile down and never ever strict on them if they get anything wrong. All we hope for them to do is to learn from it. So if we go wrong on a quote and we underquote it by say a van, it doesn't matter, we learn from it. Okay, so just want to touch on Esther really. You haven't seen Esther that much on the video. She likes to be told when she's being recorded, and then she can get herself ready and prepared. So we haven't had many talking parts with Esther, but Esther is a bit of a dog sitter, so we never really know what day that she's going to turn up, but she turns up with like 3 or 4 dogs some of the time. So today she's turned up and opened her boots and 3 dogs popped out. They're all the same colour, little ginger nuts. And then Tash turned up with Quavo, so it's a bit of a dog sanctuary at the unit today, but they're all amazing, apart from Quavo and Fergie, they like to run off. But Esther last week, I just wanted to say she's absolutely amazing. When me and Tash go away, Esther has to do a lot more than normal, so she would work twice as hard. She's doing the work of 2 people's jobs basically, so she's sending all the invoices, checking all the payments that have come in, also taking inquiries and doing her normal day-to-day job, which is busy enough. She told us earlier that last week alone we did 36 quotes, which means we're really busy still quote-wise, because when we look at quotes as in a month's time. So if somebody wants a quote today, they're probably moving in the next month or 6 weeks. We advise to get a quote when you're about 6 weeks away from the actual move. Some people don't though. Some people call us and ask if we're available next week, so those people are a bit potluck. But yeah, Esther had to do a lot more than normal last week, so always very proud of her, but she always deals with it. This morning she came in with all of her dogs and she did a handover to Tash, so that's when she talks about what happened last week, what customers have paid, what customers haven't paid, what jobs are on, what jobs aren't on, and she also holds monthly meetings. She's created a little spreadsheet, which is such a good spreadsheet for everything that goes on in the company. It gives us all visibility on actually what's going on, so she goes as far as telling us how many quotes we've done over the month. Last month, which was May, she told us we did 99 quotes, and our conversion rate is between 40 and 50%, which means, when I say conversion rate, that means how many people are booking with us, so the conversion of quotes to successful leads, between 40 and 50%. So it may sound like that's quite low, but when you're doing 99 quotes, you physically can't handle that amount of moves. So if we won every single quote and we did 99, because of how many staff and vehicles we've got, we will end up turning a lot of those jobs down, which is obviously not what we want to do, and we can't grow too quickly because not every month needs 99 quotes, so you can't really think of it like that. You can't aim, unfortunately, in this industry, you can't aim for 100% conversion rate. They say the perfect conversion rate is between 40 and 50%, which is where we are currently at, so that's really good news. At the end of this month, she will tell us how we did this month. So we're in June, and this episode will drop on the last Sunday of the month. So Fraser's got a lot of work to do because we're in the last week of June right now. So Fraser, our videographer, who's recording behind this camera right now, has got 3 or 4 days dedicated to editing this and getting it out for us. Just want to say thank you to a lot of people that message me directly and just appreciate the fact that I do these videos. It's something that it probably raises some eyebrows because, you know, there's no money involved. Just so you know, I don't do this vlog for money. There's no money whatsoever involved. I do it just out of being intrigued by the whole YouTube stuff, and just wanted to show off the company, and just want people to understand what we do and what we don't do, and just want everybody to understand the team, meet the team, get to know us all properly, and just delve into the business a little bit more. And Fraser's perfect for that because he's come in and he started filming our vlogs. This is our 6th vlog now, so episode 6. And who knows, next year we might start doing 2 a month, but at the minute I really enjoy it. It's a bit out of my comfort zone and I just really like doing them. It's always good to look back on too, just to see how well we're doing and how well myself and the other staff are progressing in front of the camera. I know you've seen last month's episode, you got Rory and James, so their demographic is quite a young one, so that, you know, they're really good in front of the camera. They spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, so they understand how to play up in front of the camera. I'm quite proud of those two. They did really well last month. But yeah, that's the story behind why we do these videos. I've had some removal companies ask me like, well, I don't understand what good do you get out of putting out 45-minute videos? But it's more of a personal development and personal growth, and I enjoy doing them, and that's the reason. So just touching on last month's episode when I spoke about some of the problems which we overcome, and I also spoke about the quote that we were doing for a big sports team. We moved Benfica in 2018, and I can say we successfully landed that job, so very, very happy with that, and that is coming on the 8th of July and the 13th of July. So what we've got to do, we've got to turn up on the 8th of July at a certain time. We need to load all of the sports equipment onto the lorry, and then we need to deliver it all to St George's Park, which is a big complex for big professional sports teams where they all stay. It's like hotel accommodation, really, really high end. And then we have to do the reverse on the 13th of July, which is going back to St George's Park, picking everything up and taking them back to a private airport. I have been told the sports team, but I'm not telling you, not until we've actually been there and done it, and we can hopefully get that on the July's episode, so that's great news for us. So we're on our way to Chris and James's job now. So Chris and James are both team leaders. It's not normal to have 2 team leaders on the same job, but because of the way jobs worked out today, they're both on the same team, so that job is going super smooth. They're already on their unload. It is 2:30, and obviously it's good that James is there because we can go and check in on him and we can talk about the HGV stuff as well, because obviously he passed his test last Thursday, so it'd be good to check in with him. But before we go there, I'll pass you over to Tash, because Tash has got some nice little genius marketing technique that she's undertaking at the moment.
So we've recently had some leaflets made up for local sold houses in the area that we haven't already been out to quote. So what we thought we'd do is we put a bit of a fun spin on it. So we've got these envelopes, so when you get them in the post you're going to think, oh, who sent me a birthday card? It's not my birthday. But actually it's one of our lovely leaflets. So if you haven't already had us out to quote and you're moving in the area, you might get one through the post shortly.
Here at Anna's house. She's moved from Broad Wars here to Warndon, so we've just unloaded one van, we've got the second one to go now. A little bit of a messy one today, a breakup, but you know, still remain professional, carry on and just do the job.
With James, so we've come out to his job today, and I thought we'd just speak to him about his HGV and the fact he passed last Thursday. How was it, mate?
It was good, yeah. 4 days training last week in Droitwich with the test on the Thursday afternoon, and we are pleased to say that I passed, no faults either. So yeah, it was a good week last week, and finally on the road.
So you did 4 hours training each day?
Each day, yeah.
And they took you on the route?
Yeah.
And then on the Thursday you did the route?
Yeah.
With a An examiner.
Examiner, yeah.
0 faults.
0 faults. Perfect drive, he said. So you know, you can't get much better than
that what he said?
Perfect drive. I thought I mucked up at one point, but you know, it was all good. It was all good. So yeah, happy days.
James has been mega confident throughout, and I had no doubt in my mind he was going to pass. So I'm really pleased he did pass. And then I also treated you and your missus to a meal, didn't I? On Saturday?
What a guy!
I sent him to my favourite Indian restaurant in Cutnell Green. Was that nice?
Oh bloody hell, mate! Unbelievable, honest to God.
Absolutely good.
It's good. We're definitely gonna have to go back again. Unreal.
Well done, man. Well, congratulations again. Proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
And the lorry's out on Wednesday, so it's Monday today. In 2 days' time, James will be in that lorry.
Give me wide berth.
So thanks for watching episode 6.
Leave it. I do the outro.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for watching episode 6, guys. We hope you enjoyed it, and here's our Instagram tag as always, and if you are moving within the area, please check out our website. You're always taking a piss out of my thin head.
What's up?
What are you doing?
Sorry, I didn't.
They say the best way to kill a tree, start from the roots. We attack these foundations like demolition brutes. Destroy all the trees till the bearings feel rotten. Crazy lumberjack is coming back, you're lost but not forgotten. With hypnotic lyrics so dark and solemn. Talent like this don't come around very often. So we'll solve any task equally as fast. You spread the word. You've only heard me on commercial rap. Underground is my much more preferred habitat. I'll interact. Shake your hand like I'm pleased to meet ya. Prepare a poisonous meal and prepare to force feed ya. Store you in the cold mortar refreezer next to the postman. And the man that reads the meter stole someone's visa. Flew back to Indonesia. Come back diagnosed with amnesia. Went to an epileptic conference where I pulled out my strobe light and watched the whole crowd seizure. Slap you when I see you to stop the conversation. You're constantly thinking of global domination. I'm not black, Caucasian, Chinese or Asian.